What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Frieren Season 2, Episode 10, the season finale. It's wild to think we're already to the end of the season. Obviously, it being shorter than Season 1 made it fly by much faster in comparison. But either way, I'm just eager to see where we leave off for the season, so let's just get into this. But before we do, I would remind that as of uploading this video, this is sort of your last opportunity to give any input on what you want to see next season for me to react to. Feel free to leave a comment on this video of any series coming out next season that you would be interested in seeing me react to. I plan to, in the next couple of days, as of recording this, make a poll of the sort of like top 4 that I'm considering based on just like what I'm excited for and what you guys mention in the comments, if anything. So be sure to do that if you have any opinion on what I watch next. But with that said, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. Last episode of the season, huh? It is surreal to think we're already there. The season definitely was not as, like, crazy as Season 1, I'd say. Season 1 had some really, really high highs. And I'd say the closest we got was with that, like, sort of 2-episode arc with the battle against the Divine Revolt. That was a very solid bit. And that isn't to say that the rest of the season was bad, by any means. It just was staying in that much mellower, sort of more episodic vibe that we had in Season 1, but that in Season 1 was obviously paired with the grander arcs. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Season was absolutely good. Just obviously, you know, with that in mind, it feels a little bit more like a transitory season, if that makes sense. It feels like we're moving towards some bigger things now, rather than where Season 1 sort of had some really grand moments, I feel. In no way an admonishment to the season, though. Every little bit was really fucking solid for what it was. Big cliff? Canyon, okay. The Great Tor Canyon? 30,000, okay. Was it 30,000 or 3,000? I only caught that at a glance. The wind's too much to fly, I imagine? Yeah. Need a bridge? Oh, okay. 3,000, not 30,000. Jesus. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, if you have to, you have to. It? Is a bridge being constructed or something? Okay. A little shrine of some kind. Yeah, bridge. Pretty simple bridge. Key? Gehen, okay. Yeah, dwarf, okay. The last 200 years? What's with dwarves in the Northern Plateau and committing their entire lives to a single thing? Yeah. Yeah, why is it so unknown? Oh. Monsters, okay. That's not enough to cause problems for them, but Oh, jeez. Damn. That's fucking annoying. Yeah, that's depressing. Okay, so it can be dealt with. Yo! That's hype as hell. Even Fern's hype. Oh boy. Okay. So this is our initial quest. Other than the treacherousness of the canyon, yeah, this realistically shouldn't be too much worse than what we dealt with last episode in the actual fighting of the birds. I feel like a flock of dragons is bound to be more dangerous. The treacherousness of the terrain, though, is a lot of a factor. It helps a lot of people. Regret. Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Unsurprising, but tragic nonetheless. Ah. So if there was an easier way to pass. Yeah. If there was an easier way for large groups to travel. Yo! Ah, tying things back to that. Cool, 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 cool. That's the debt they had to pay off. Well, no, not quite same thing. But yeah, call back to earlier in the season. Hmm. Frieren and Eisen will be alive, though. Hmm. Fucking Himmel. Fucking Himmel building everything for Frieren. This fucking guy. God, one guy doing all of this work. Makes sense why it took 200 years. Especially with the treacherousness of this area. God. Gain some help from others. Hell yeah. The camaraderie of people. All working together just to better the lives of everyone. That's cool. And some pancakes. Oh, I like to see it. That's fucking cool. So he had a little group of people helping him out at times. Not always, but at times. Hmm. That's a big fucking achievement. That's cool. Yeah, be careful with the terrain, but geez, that is a lot. Fucking Frieren. Yeah, them like being able to make those gusts of wind definitely fucks with things. They can't have the aerial support. God. Ooh, this is hype as hell. I love it. Is it that simple? Yep. Not even needing a full fight. At least until more monsters show up. Yeah, that is a big question. You spent 200 years on this. Hmm. The one that was destroyed, has it been rebuilt? It has been 200 years. Or are these people who settled down in the area? Yeah, no, totally. 200 years is a lot. Oh boy. Stark immediately making friends and showing off. Yeah. Wow, okay. I like that little snippet. I like that. Very simple, but there's something to it. I like it. The Schmal snowfield? Okay. We're already back to winter and Frieren has done something wrong? Oh. Oh no. They have a lot of random bullshit, though. Yeah. Yeah, not even much to use the money for out here. Oh? Something here? Okay. Ah, a village. Hmm. Okay. Holy snow crystals. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Low supply, high demand. Yeah, they wouldn't do such a simple job. They'd do something else. Yeah. Oh. Really now? That's quite a few things. Okay. Yeah, huh. So you can just massively upsell. Are they going to set up a stall? Yeah, rarity, of course. Difficulty of retrieval, yeah. Ah, okay, that's even more straightforward. Some monster hunting, okay. Hmm. Anti-personnel barrier, huh. Why? Wouldn't they want to be able to get to that mineral vein? Ah, so make sure it's defended. Yeah. Okay. Basically laying a claim, yeah. Another monster hunt. Stark just casually. Yo, is he gonna catch anything? Maybe not. I love the running joke of, yo, that's cool, of Stark fishing. Yeah, it's gonna be powerful. Very much so. Environment wise, we're in a good spot though, so should be able to use all of our tools at our disposal. Time for a big fight? Ooh. God, this thing is nimble. Come on, Stark, you can pin it down, can't you? Damn, okay. Ooh, God, it's dodging potential. Yeah, just bombard it. You gotta pin this thing down somehow. Orbital's good, get multiple angles. Oh. And then it's just physically nimble enough to dodge Stark. God, and it's strong. This thing is fucking massive, too. Oh. Okay. God, I love this track coming back. I love this fucking track. Yes, the same move that she pulled when fighting the demons earlier. Get outside of its detection range. Nice! Ooh, nice! Defensive magic being used on others is super cool. We haven't really seen much of that. Okay, you're very fucking far. How can you see what's going on? Or are you expecting to just blast it with a massive orbital strike? That's sort of what it looks like. Just need to pin it down enough for it to get hit. Keep it occupied in one spot just long enough. Do it. Ooh, yeah. Not enough time to react to that. Is that enough, though? Is one shot enough? God, this is such a hype track. There we go. Yeah, that was a toughie. Is that it, though? There's bound to be... Jesus Christ. Okay, that was the Lord. So these should be weaker, but still. Just gotta fight. Just gotta fight. Yeah, part of the job. Frieren's fine. Just gotta do it. Oh? What's this? Oh, it's the army! Yeah, that's the same, like, flags and colors and stuff. Interesting. What are they doing up here? Or, like, out here, rather. Makes sense that they'd be across the plateau, but... Yeah. Lucky save. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Huh. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's bound to be freezing. Okay. 2 monster hunting jobs in one episode so far. More hours? 5 more hours? Of course, fucking Frieren. Oh? Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, that cut. I love that cut. A beautiful sight, as in the name of the episode. Really? Do we get to see it? Ooh. God, that is fucking beautiful. Wow. Not anyone. Many people can, not just some, but not everyone. The same mineral vein, huh? Yeah, that is the thing. Time marches on. Parts of beautiful nature are destroyed. Destroyed towns are rebuilt. There's that sort of running theme in this episode. Time moves on, places change. For the better or worse. Oh? Uh-huh. Really? Okay. That's a lot of money you'd be sitting on, though. Some preservation. I like that. I like that a lot. You can't save everything, but preserving the beauty of nature and of people's homes. I like that. Oh. Bring it all the way back to that. Hmm. They weren't lost. Hmm. They weren't lost. You're there to remember them. Oh, we're pulling it all the way back for everyone. Hmm. Hmm. At least sometimes. Oh? What's this song? Oh. Oh, I love that. It's always been, what would Himmel do? This is what Himmel would do. This is what Himmel the hero would have done. But now we have the people inspired by Frieren. Frieren was inspired by Himmel, and now people are inspired by Frieren. But then she sometimes does this. Yeah. Hell yeah, Fern. The encouragement. You'll predict my bad business choices. That's cool. I really, really fucking love that. I love that as a note to end the season on. The continuing of inspiration. It's sort of a virtuous cycle almost. People inspired by heroes and becoming heroes in turn that inspire others. Oh, yeah. And then here we're mirroring the end of last season with Shall We Go and moving away from... Okay. Oh yeah? Okay. Duncan and Edel. Mental magic. Yeah, okay. Meeting up with some of the mages we know. Really? Let's transfer the memories. Ooh. Okay, what do we get here? This has to be like teasing for next season. Do we not get to see it? The barrier around the Golden Land. Oh. So the Golden Land exists. And now it's Denkin's duty to guard it. Really? Ooh. Oh, he hasn't been able to visit the grave? Why not? Uh-huh, so this is on Sayre's orders. What? Mocked of the Golden Land. Oh. His gold turned homeland? Oh, so that's why he can't visit the grave. That is a wild way to end the season. That is a hype setup. Almost certainly Frieren's gonna get involved and help him out, but ooh boy, okay. Okay. That is exciting. So almost certainly next season, whether immediately or otherwise, is going to get into the Golden City, mocked the last of the 7 demon generals or lords or whatever. And Denkin will be a major player there because it is his homeland that was destroyed, his gold-turned homeland. In that case, it makes me think that Mocked may be sort of a Midas-esque figure, like a malicious Midas type figure, turning things to gold. So truly, he is sort of that fairy tale figure, like was just mentioned there at the end. A man who lost his homeland to a legendary demon seeking to return to the grave of his wife, but having to face one of the mightiest monsters in the world to do so. Like I said, almost certainly Frieren and her group will get involved. I'm very excited for season 3 now, whenever that may be. I am willing for it to take however long it needs to for it to be like up to the level of quality that season 1 and 2 have been, where season 1 left us on a very satisfied and sort of conclusive note in a lot of ways. Like, obviously it wasn't over, but it was satisfying. End of a massive arc, establishing some of the themes of the story and stuff. This one has a good endpoint for our group thematically, but is far from the end of their journey and sets up this next step for Denkin, but inevitably our group as well. Moving on though from that ending bit, because that is very much sort of teasing to the future. To look at this episode in this season, I've already sort of sounded some of my thoughts both at the beginning of this reaction and at the end of my last analysis about the season as a whole, and I don't think this episode changes that. I think my opinion is about where it stands, of that it really looks like we moved out of a massive arc last season, and by the end of this season are moving into another big arc, probably. So in that sense, this is a bit more transitory of a season, which I'm not inherently upset by. The slower, quieter moments are almost always very good nonetheless in this show, and they're given a lot of care and effort, and there is a lot of meaning in them. Even if a lot of the messages that are being given, a lot of the themes that are being explored are similar or adjacent to ones we've already explored, they are always done well. And looking at this episode in particular, there's sort of, I want to say, 3 main elements I want to touch on here. One being sort of the most minor one of the ones explored this episode is, as we see with the interaction with the knights of the one, like, army or whatever, is this tangible impact of our group, the impact made by the journey that we are going on. We already see it in the ways that the Northern Plateau is becoming more like survivable and more traversable, whether it be the help they gave to the merchant company or the help in this episode they gave to the one dwarf to make sure the bridge is usable. Every step of their journey is helping people and improving the lives of people across the area, even to places they don't go. That's a nice touch. That's something I like a lot. It shows the tangible impact of things. But then beyond that, something I like is that note we finished on for Frieren's trio. As I already acknowledged during the episode, we countless times have had this idea echoed by several people, from Frieren, from Heiter, from Eisen, from various other people as well to limited degrees. We've seen them do things that are not necessarily in their inherent nature as people, not in their usual way of acting. Things that are altruistic, helpful, and the reason they give is that it is what Himmel would do. It is what this man who inspired us would do. He was a true hero, and his heroics inspired me, in the case of like all these characters, to do good in his place now that he's not here. But now, for the first time that I can think of, we have a character doing something for someone else. In this case, Fern encouraging Stark every now and then, putting trust and belief in him. And the reason they do it, at least to an extent, is because it's what Frieren would do. Fern's been inspired by Frieren, and so it becomes that virtuous cycle, that chain of events. Himmel becomes a hero and inspires everyone around him. The people inspired by Himmel go on to do good in his name, and that inspires others further to do good in the name of the people inspired by Himmel, and then it'll continue to go on. Someday there inevitably will be people who will do good in the name of Fern, in the name of Stark. They will leave their marks on history in all of their own ways, both in their own lifetimes and long after, in the form of the people who they inspired. And that is such a solid note to end things on, because it takes this idea that we've already played with, the inspiration of these heroic figures, but then it brings it forward. It adds to it. I really love that. But then finally, sort of my last main thing is this idea of growth and change. It's one that inevitably the series has explored a lot, given its entire subject matter of time passing, Frieren's long life outstripping those of other people, and the constant moments where we have something having changed since Frieren last saw it. But it becomes very tangible in this episode, in the form of the bridge that was constructed, the town that was rebuilt nearby, and the plans for the field of crystals at the end of the episode, with that last one standing in contrast to the others, but in a positive way. We get this idea initially with the town. 200 years is enough time for a town to be rebuilt. 200 years is a long time. People can rebuild, people can grow, people can develop. A bridge can be built in that time. A town can be rebuilt in that time. The world is not stagnant. People continue to grow and change. But notably, to tie into the crystal field and what happens there, people persevere. That town may have been destroyed, but now it has been rebuilt. It may not be the same people or the exact same place necessarily, but the idea perseveres. The people of this land continue to survive, continue to grow, continue to flourish as best they can. In spite of outside factors trying to destroy them, they continue to exist. And then in the case of the crystal field, we look at this beautiful sight, but nonetheless, we look at it and go, this will be gone soon. The beauty here is a stockpile of money just waiting to be mined. So Frieren assumes it'll be gone soon. But that's where we then learn, no, it won't. The point of putting up the anti-personnel field there was not to receive the rights to it or lay claim to it, but to preserve it. To preserve the natural beauty of this place, to preserve the beauty of this place that some people call home. So yes, things change, things grow, things adapt. Nothing is stagnant, but that doesn't mean that some things won't be preserved, can't be preserved. With just a little effort put in, things can survive, beauty can live on, people can live on. So despite these two little storylines being physically disconnected in what's actually going on and what the places are and all that, they thematically are very strongly tied, which is a very good way to end the season, because I feel like some of these episodes have been episodic to the point where the two sides of the episodes didn't necessarily interplay that much, which definitely makes them suffer a little bit, I'd say. I think that is one piece of why this season hasn't hit the same highs, is we've just been dealing with so many disparate little things, dealing with very different themes and ideas. So when we, in, say, this episode, get, yes, still episodic little moments, but nonetheless things that can be thematically tied very closely, it is all the more satisfying. And I think that's sort of where my mind is left at the end of this season. It was very good. Every individual piece is very, very solid. On an individual storytelling level and presentation level, I have basically nothing to fault the season for. It's just when put together, it has a very high floor for quality, but it only has a few spikes in just amazingness. The main standout being the 2-episode conflict with the Divine Revolt. So with that in mind, the season is very, very good. It just, once again, does not necessarily hit the same highs consistently. Because I would say the Divine Revolt arc was as good as a lot of the hype moments and cool and interesting character moments from season 1. It's just that with it being sort of the only thing to hit that peak for me, it means the overall season sort of settles lower in my mind, which at this point I'm sort of tired of comparing the quality of the seasons, because it is good. It is good. I like it a lot, and I appreciate a lot of what it does. I think realistically, the main thing is just the expectations after season 1, because season 1 was fucking incredible. Season 1 was amazing, ended on a great note, had so many great moments. Everything was new at the time. That is the other thing about season 2, is it has to be playing with pre-established things a lot more, so it's not like we're getting thrown into these crazy, wild, new ideas nearly as much. But then the expectations of season 1 are also then exemplified by it having been a good couple of years or whatever since the last season, So the eagerness to see what we get next raises it even higher. It's sort of inevitable, honestly. So it's the kind of thing where I feel like, in retrospect, this season will probably play a little higher in my, opinion of it than it does in the moment here. Because once we are to Season 3, I'd say, Season 2 won't be this highly anticipated crazy thing that we've been waiting for a long time, that then, rather than having these big, grand, crazy arcs that deal with big character moments constantly or whatever, and it being more so just this sort of more semi-episodic individual moments and themes, things that we briefly touch on but then move on, it won't feel as weak comparatively because it's just a part of the journey. Rather than being the next big thing we're waiting for, it'll just be a step in the journey. And I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I do not need every single moment of the series to be crazy, bombastic revelations of some kind. We had plenty of good moments in the season, and yeah, I don't know, I'm landing in this weird place of, I definitely rank this season lower than Season 1, but critiquing it feels strange because it is still fucking amazing. So I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop critiquing it, because honestly I don't even have that much to critique. I'm just sort of going in circles, and I think I'll leave things there. I really love this season. I really appreciate seeing the Frieren series back. I cannot wait for Season 3, though I expect it won't be for a few years, which is fine. Give it the time that it needs to be good. That is what I say. But with that, I'll leave things there. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment in your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Amorphosilica, Dweller, Pokelove101, and Unusual Echo at the normal tier, and Kano Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye!